welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's all up next.
Well, this 2024 season has been one to remember. Great games, great players, great finishes. And now, it all comes down to this. One game to decide it all. On this February night at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, this is Super Bowl 59. Tonight, settle in. We've got a good one coming your way. It's the two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and the champions of the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. A champion set to be crowned tonight. It's Super Bowl 59. And off we go to a flash of lights here in New Orleans. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
As much as you try to tell yourself, Mike, that this is just another game, the reality is it just isn't. It doesn't matter if it's your first Super Bowl or your 10th. This is the game you've dreamt about playing in from the first time you put on pads all the way back in Pop Warner. You're bound to get emotional in some capacity, but you have to get that out of the way and get ready to do everything in your power to turn those childhood dreams of hosting the Lombardi into a reality. As long as this guy does his part, you're going to have a fighting chance to come out on top.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Pacheco. And nothing doing on that run. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We have an early 3rd down coming up.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
1st and 10. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the 1st down. Nice gain of 5.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. Toward the sideline. There's Brown.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
On fourth down, Super Bowl champ Harrison Butker now for the Chiefs. This one from just under 50 yards. Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Avery Williams on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
He admitted to us the other day, Mike, that he's started to feel a little anxious as game day approached, and I think that's normal. Winning the NFC, that's one thing. But this is the type of stage that can take your legacy to a whole nother level if you're able to come out on top. But in order to make that happen, he's going to have to put those nerves behind him as soon as possible. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in an early hole because you just couldn't settle down. If he's able to remain calm, play his game, his team's going to have a great chance to end this night as world champs.
And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Hurts working in the pistol. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. To throw is Hurts. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it's going to bring up a third down.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
A fair catch. He's going to call it and take it right around his own 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. This caught right side by Worthy. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Mahomes back, and he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. Working the right side, taken in by Rice. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. They put Kelsey in motion. Right back to the air for Mahomes. That's over the middle and caught by Rice. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
What a pickup, a gain of 18, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Ball resting on the 9. 1st down and goal. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes now to throw again. This one caught at the 4. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, KC.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So Really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 10-0 lead. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, it's Williams. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So after one here in Super Bowl 59, it's the Chiefs on top. More from New Orleans after this. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. First carry for Saquon Barkley. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Drew Tranquil up to make the tackle. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And that's complete to A.J. Brown. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd and 2. A tight end in motion now. They'll try to run here with Barkley. And he'll have the first down. They'll get him up around the 37.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. A run up the middle with Barkley. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Dotson, the man in motion. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early. And they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. Throw, left side, is taken in by the tight end, Kelsey.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play-action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack.
They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. To throw is Mahomes. Under pressure, he's going to go down again. They've sacked him for a 2nd consecutive time.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
On 4th down, it's Matt Ariza to punt for KC, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming, getting started with 1st and 10. Now Hurts, going to call his own number. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He'll take off again. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This one into the hands of Brown. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Throwing is Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end. Dallas got it. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, Philadelphia. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to New Orleans and Super Bowl 59 after this. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. On 1st down, it's Hurts. He'll get this over the middle to Smith. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
And he's going to be taken down.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. And at the very least, got to come away with some points.
A pistol snap back to Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Again, Hurts. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Here's Jake Elliott for the extra point. He's got it. And the Eagles are on the board. It's 10-7. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Got a man over the middle. It's Worthy. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. It's second down.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
Third and 6. Now, Mahomes. He's going to look for the home run ball. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. A big play here in the big game. 35 yards. So we have reached halftime of Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans. And for the final time this year, we send it to Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Stage is set for a thrilling second half here in New Orleans. We're back underway at Super Bowl 59. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Eagles offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Hurts working in the pistol. He'll try to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front, and they're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball, but let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. That's to the right side. Caught by Goddard.
Nice job here by the defense. They understood this quarterback is looking to push this ball downfield past the line to gain, and he's got no choice but to check it down short to the tight end, rally tackle, and brings up 4th down.
Here comes the Eagles punt team. Taken at the 19. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Chiefs offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. On first down, it's Mahomes. That's complete to Rice. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll run right side with Pacheco. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Third and 5. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Got a man, it's Kelsey. Complete. It's a pickup of 12. First down, KC.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, then on third down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
To the outside, catch made by Worthy. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
They put Kelsey in motion. On second down, Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On third down, Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The Eagles offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. Hurts will work here from the pistol. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Second and a yard. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. 18 yards on the pickup there, and a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, That's when disaster strikes.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Hurts looking to throw on first down. That's to the right side and incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Hurts will try it again. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Hurts going to hold on to this one. A gain of 11, and it's first and goal.
When you're defending Jalen Hurts, Mike, the challenge is not only do you have to try to take away all the weapons at his disposal, but you have to account for him as a runner. And in this case, that's exactly what the offense dials up, and you can see why.
So got it, the tight end comes in motion. Here's Barkley. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. To the goal line and in. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Elliott on now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Eagles are on top. It's 14-10. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. He'll swing one out wide to Pacheco. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped. And that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
A give here to Pacheco. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
3rd and long for Mahomes. That's taken in by Kareem Hunt.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Devontae Smith and the rest of the Philly offense heading back onto the field. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's taken in right side by Goddard. They'll run it here with Saquon. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. One quarter remains here in Super Bowl 59. EA Sports back for the 4th from SoFi after this. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Hurts. Looking right side. He's got a receiver. It's Smith. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but they didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Third and long for Hurts. And that is incomplete. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver there. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Here comes the Eagles punt team. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So now this team's offense ready to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. Open man right side is Kelsey. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Gray is the motion man here. Mahomes now on 2nd down. To the right side, hauled in by Kelsey. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In 4th quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Mahomes gonna fire quickly to Worthy. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Here in the 4th quarter, you just can't predict how many possessions you have left, so you can't let any of them go to waste. So far, this has been a fantastic drive. It's a drive that they desperately needed. They continue to throw the ball like that. They got a chance to take a late lead here in the 4th quarter.
They put Kelsey in motion. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. It is brought in the end zone. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. It's up and through. And the Chiefs move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This one taken at the 7. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. And he will score. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Eagles. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
On is Elliott to add the extra point. His kick is good. And the Eagles move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Here comes a return from the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. This team's offense about ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman, sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
A handoff to Pacheco. And he's going to be very close to a first down. That's a good run there. Maybe just a couple of feet short. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. They put Kelsey in motion. On 3rd and 1, here's Mahomes. A gain there of 10 yards. And the Chiefs have a first down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the 4th quarter, Mike, facing a tough 3rd down. You've got to have it. But you know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle, and he's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
On first down, it's Mahomes. That's over the middle, complete to Brown. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Brown. And the Eagles are going to have it at their own 32-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing is Hurts. That's a short one, caught by Goddard. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down. Two minutes to play in Super Bowl 59. We're back to see this one wrap up after this. On the ground, this is Barkley. And you'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. A minute 57 to go in the game. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Barkley. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Dotson, the man in motion. They'll drop to throw. Open man, A.J. Brown's got it. No touchdown, but they are close. Going to be 1st and goal. They've got it at the 3. Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is 1st and goal. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee.
So on 2nd down, they try to hammer it in on the ground, Mike, but now on 3rd and goal, I don't think you have any choice but to put this ball in your quarterback's hands and test this defense through the air.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. Just 1 second, all that remains in the football game as the kick is away. This one will be taken in the end zone, no run back forthcoming, and the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. One last shot now for Mahomes. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. And the Eagles have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. Wow, you talk about a compelling Super Bowl. That's as good as we could ask for, Greg. A struggle, tight till the end, but ultimately, one team had a little bit more, and they are now the champions.
And as in the case in so many Super Bowls, Mike, your entire franchise, and for a lot of these players, their legacies are altered by a play here, a play there. This could have been a totally different outcome, but let's give credit to the champs. They made the plays when they needed, and that's NFL ball.